Good morning to one and all. In the previous class itself, in the previous class, we discussed about this preloading and vertical drains. But today's class, we discussed about this sand drains and others, sand drains and stone columns. Those things we have to discuss in today's class. But before going to today's class, we need to recall the few topics in yesterday's class. What is a preloading and what are the factors influence on it? First of all, these preloading techniques are mainly used to improve the bearing capacity of the soil and it decreases the weakness which lies on the particular soil. Those weakness will be removed by adding some amount of huge load onto the particular structure. Next one, all these are the few points related to this preloading. This is the pictorial representation which was used to remove the particular amount of water by using this preloading and vertical drains technique. The yellow color portion on the top of the ground is the material which was kept on the particular soil strata. Due to the load of the particular material, automatically the water will be shrinking from the soil to the neighbor fields. That means whenever there is a sponge, automatically in the sponge itself we are pouring a amount of water so that few amount of water is flowing through the particular near to the surface and a few amount of water is keeping on the particular sponge itself. Likely our fields also, some of the water whenever there is a rainy season, the total amount of water is not penetrated. Few amount of water is flowing onto the surface and few amount of water is penetrating into the sublayers. Likely if there is a huge amount of water on the sublayers, we need to employ these load techniques onto the particular soil so that due to the application of this load on a particular sponge itself, automatically the total water whichever stored in the particular sponge will be comes outwards because of this application of load. Simply that mechanism is applied on this preloading techniques to remove of the particular water which was present on the soil field, and automatically they are constructed at some amount of small drains so that by using those drains and others the water will be drained off easily. It is a particular vertical cross section, not a horizontal cross section. It is a vertical cross section. If horizontal cross section means we need to do in a top view, it is a vertical cross section means we have to see in a side view. Then methods are the next one is the methods of preloading. First one is the heaping of the fill material. That means top layer we need to heap. After that we need to use this embankment loading and other things. And what are the applications of this preloading? That means where we need to implement these preloading techniques. Mainly here we are having 8 methods, 8 constructions. First one is the road embankment. Next one is the bridge departments and culverts, warehouses, gravity walls, housing complexes, runways, canals and industries. All those things I explained in the previous class. And advantages of the preloads. These are the few advantages, which is cost is very low compared to other processes. We have to no usage of any mechanical equipment in this process. Simply we need to pour the material on the surface itself, and the small things we need to do is a digging of small drains in a particular soil. And next one is the sand drain. This is comparatively another topic related to this ground improvement techniques. Sand drain means we are draining particular amount of holes onto the soil itself, and the holes itself we have to fill this sand because of sand having a property of bulking by absorbing surrounding water. Automatically sand will absorb total amount of water whichever is present on the surrounding soils, so that the total water will be keeping at a particular point, so that by using these pipes and other flowing devices like motors, we need to drain off this water which are present in the soil easily. This is the diagram we are showing by using this preloading and sand drains. Simply we will remove the total water whichever is present on the soil. Next one we are having is this sand wicks. Today we need to discuss about these sand wicks and others. What is a sand wick? It is a cursory examination of the procedure of a sand drains shows that the procedure of fairly involved. It invites a simplification at least some of the applications. That means Sandvik's is one of the simplest part in the sand drain philosophy, so that if there is any negative points or if there is any negative points on those the sand drains, automatically those sand drains will be removed by using these sand wicks. That means in every process we are having some amount of advantages and disadvantages. If there is any disadvantages in the process, by using these sand wicks principles, we need to remove those disadvantages and we need to convert those disadvantages to advantages by a simple examination. These are sand wicks related to some amount of examination related to this below previous problem. What is this sandwick? That means we need to use some amount of these polystyrenic materials to connect the interrelation sandwicks. A popular simplification that is wick drains. Wick drains. That means drain means simply a drain means which is used to remove or particular water from a surface. That is called as a drain. That means draining means removing. Normally in our surroundings we are having these drainages. What is the purpose of drainage? Means it has to flow from particular input to output to input and input to output. That means in vice versa. In some cases we are having our houses are inputs. From input to output they have to drain the particular water. That means in our houses we are having daily huge amount of waste water is coming, like our per person we are having a daily water consumption of 135 liters 135 liters per day. We need to use those 135 liters for our bathing purpose, drinking purpose and other sanitary purposes, so that the water will be drained by using these drains from household to other streams and others, whatever the government is providing to collect those waste waters. So these drains are used normally in a purpose of land. We need to improve the soil properties by removing a huge amount of water by using these drains and others. First one, a drain, just what is the implies, that means what is the name implies to the particular sand drains, means a geosynthetic rope is usually 100 meters, the 100 mm, that means not 100 mm means simply it's a 10 centimeter. For every centimeters we are having 10 mm, that means 100 mm means a 10 centimeters thickness of rope, 10 centimeters length of the rope which is having 5 mm thickness. This actually having high permeability. That means high permeability means it will absorb a huge amount of water and transmit from one field to another field. That means we are having this n number of drains. Suppose it is a land. In this land itself we are totally converting into this number of parts, 1 2 3 4, so that each and every part we are having different points, so that we need to collect those points by using this rope likely. Okay, it is the starting point, it is the ending point. This is the rope connecting these points in a series manner, likely from one point to another point, another point to another point. Automatically the water will flows in a particular drainage like system, and it is the exterior point. From this point total water will be run off easily, at which acts as a high permeability to conduct the water to flow from soil to the end surfaces. That means previously I discussed, we have to maintain a proper slope to remove this water in the field itself, so that these geo drains are used to remove the water by using this proper slope and particular polymeric materials which are having 100 mm length and 5 mm thickness. At the same time manner we have to use takes place with a sand drains also. This process is also implemented in the sand drains also. Automatically this is the process of sand wicks. In the previously we are using sand drains to remove the water by using these preloading techniques, but in case of these sand wicks normally we are using a rope like synthetic material which is having permeability capacity. As in the case sand drains, they are installed in a array generally of 3 meters spacing. That means the center to center spacing between two successive drains is 3 meters. That means this is a total land. In those land we are having particularly this. This is the 3. Normally we are making n number of points. That is this is the cross lines. That means this is the center to center is 3 meters. Likely we are having this section also. There may be 3 meters. Likely we need to maintain a particular spacings. Next one, what is the continuation part? It is a candle makes a heavy the luxury of the melting of the medium into the whichever the wicks are placed. That means candle makers have the luxury of melting the medium into the which the wicks are placed. That means a candle like shapes they are exhibiting these wicks. That means whenever the candle is melting, automatically the candle wax whichever is present on the can, but also occupies these places which are implementing the particular structures. Also the same principle is using there, like candle wicks like process. Next one is since things are not simple to the contractor, he or she has to use a mandrel to insert these wicks. That means previously we are using this candle makers. That means these candle makers are normally having a luxury melting. That means melting means normally what is melting? By the room temperature or any temperature, some of the materials are melting because of the low vapor conditions. The soil normally we are having water. Water has a vapor pressure up at 100 degrees temperature. That means water, if you burn at 100 degrees temperature, automatically it will convert into vapor. Likely we are having different types of materials like petroleum. At a normal temperature, room level also petroleum will be converted into vapor. Likely we are having different types of material with different vapor pressures. Likely we are using those kind of materials to fill this according to our soil properties and nature of the soil. Next one, since these are so simple for the contractor to use mandrel to insert these wicks. That means mandrel means a kind of material which was using to insert into the particular sand wicks. Next one, the simplest way to do this push mandrel wick combination into the ground, but some soils are too stiff for this, so mandrel is frequently vibrated. That means the soil having different parameters and properties. Normally we are having different kinds of soils, sandy soils, silty soils, clay soils. Likely different kinds of soils having different soil parameters. That means with respect to liquid limit and plastic limit. The plastic limit means simply the bonding between the surrounding particles is called as a plasticity index. Whenever this plasticity index is more, that means we won't have to capability to normally do this drains. That means మనం నార్మల్గా శాండ్కి మనకి లేకపోతే ఏదైనా సాయిల్కి మనకి ప్లాస్టిసిటీ లిమిట్ అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే కనుక మనం శాండ్లో ఎక్కువగా మనం ఈ హోల్స్ అనేవి చేయలేము ఫ్యూ ఆఫ్ ద సాయిల్స్లో మనం, ఎందుకంటే డ్యూ టు దిస్ ప్లాస్టిక్ నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ద పర్టికులర్ సాయిల్. whenever there is less quantity of the plasticity, there may be huge amount of chance to do these holes onto the particular soil. Depending upon the soil property and parameters, we need to do these holes. If there is any problem on the particular soil to do these particular holes, we need to use these vibratory hammers. That means a hammer which is using a vibrations to make holes onto the particular soil. After this slide, we are having a pictorial representation how the total process is going on. This is the pictorial representation. That means a crane which is having a huge amount of height of this drill is used. These drills are normally used to particular soils. For different kinds of soils, we need to use different kinds of drills depending upon its plasticity index. So that we are having a excavator. After that excavator, we are having the stretcher. That means the stretcher having some amount of hydraulic properties to drain the soils, and we are having these piles. That means whenever the pile is at the ground surface, in the second diagram we are having pile is moved into up to a particular depth. After that, we are have to place these ropes up to some content. We have not having this rope. After that, we are simply removing this pile and we are moving this rope into the particular surface. Okay, after that we need to remove the total pile and we need to move this rope into the particular surface. So the rope having some amount of properties. Likely we have to use these different kinds of principles in different soils, so that whatever the soil and what is the property and how we need to remove, all those things we need to remember by using different soil parameters. Normally we need to have some amount of guidelines which was prescribed by Indian Geotechnical Society, that means IGT, Indian Geotechnical Society. We are having IGTS, Geotechnical Society. By using this IGTS, they have prescribed different kinds of research on different kinds of soils, and they implement different parameters and rules to modify the ground properties and how this process takes place. They are having some amount of experimental procedures. Since many drains are installed, this is a fairly demanding application by using these vibratory hammers. But in the another example of this is vibratory pile drivers. That means it is a example diagram. Normally we need to vibrate a particular pile driver with the human purpose. It is very time taking process. Whenever we use these machines, it will be simplified as time taking. That means it is very easy to drive pile with a small scale of time. Normally a man has to do this work for a months and sometime years also, but in case of by using these sandwiches and other excavator like materials, we need to do this works in a period of weeks and months. After that we are having this preloading and vertical drains. What are the advantages we will obtain by using this preloading and vertical drains? The process may be speed by vertical sand drains. That means the process may be speed by vertical sand drains. In the preloading itself, we need to remove the water from a particular surface. By using these sand drains, in collaboration with these preloading techniques, we need to remove water as fast as possible. That is the content of the first point. Next one is the vertical drains are installed on a order to accelerate the settlement of the and gain strength soft cohesive soil. That means vertical drains are installed in order to accelerate. What is the term accelerate means? In some of the chemical reactions we are using this kind of accelerator to fasten the reaction between the solute and solvent. Likely in this procedure also we are using this sand wicks to accelerate the process of removing of water and getting the strength in the particular soil itself, so that it will be easy to implement these sand drains in a particular soil along with these preloading techniques. Next one we are having is the vertical drains accelerate primary consolidation only. That means primary consolidation, secondary consolidation we are having. In the primary consolidation only we need to remove this whatever the water content in the particular soil. But in the case of secondary consolidation we need to remove, there is a water means automatically there is a voids located on the particular structure. We need to remove those voids by using this vibratory method. So that by using these vertical drains we need to have to remove only water content only. By applying this preloading along with this vertical drains automatically improves the secondary process of this consolidation also. What is the secondary process of consolidation means? Removing of a particular content of voids onto the particular soils. You are having a little bit of confusion. I will clear your confusion. But means by using these vertical drains, normally vertical drains are used to remove the particular content of water present in the soils by using this sand as a major material in the particular drains. That means whatever the drains are borrowed or digged vertical to the ground level, in those digs they are simply pouring a sand like material. Those sand will be absorbed the water. Automatically the water will be absorbed by the sand. The water will be removed from the particular soil itself by using different motors and pipeline systems, so that the total amount of water will be cleared on the particular soil itself, so that after that we are having some amount of voids due to the presence of water in the first case. In the first case, automatically we remove the water. Whatever we are having is only voids. In the secondary settlement, we need to remove these voids by using a preloading technique. That means we have to improve the soil strength by removing these voids by using this preloading technique. We need to implement a huge amount of material onto the soil, so that the total amount of soil will be strengthened by removing of voids. Next one, a significant water movement is associated with the secondary consolidation, causes very only for amount of water drain from the soil. That means in the secondary state also, by applying these loads and other things, there may be a small amount of removing of water from the soil itself. The water will be drained from the soil. That is the content. The significant water movement is associated with the secondary consolidation, causes very small amount. That means primary consolidation means by using the sand drains, we removed as much amount of water from the soil. There will be a less quantity of water after removing this primary consolidation. Those less quantity of water will be removed by using this secondary consolidation with a few amount, not fully. We removed up to a 40% or 50% in secondary state also. The secondary settlement is not speeded up by vertical drains. That means secondary settlement is not speed up. That means in the primary settlement also we are having is these vertical drains. Up to primary settlement, these vertical drains having huge amount of settlement, but in case of the secondary settlement, these vertical drains are not usable. Up to a particular limit only these vertical drains having capacity. Next one, only relative impermeable soil is with benefit from the vertical drains. That means relative impermeable soil with benefit from these vertical drains. Impermeable means soil which doesn't allows water into its. Impermeable. Permeable means soil which allows water through its, called permeable. We need to understand those two, permeable soils and impermeable soils. Relatively impermeable soils with benefit from vertical drains. That means impermeable soils means those who doesn't allow water through them. Those are having those benefit with constructing these sand drains. Next one, soils which are more permeable will consolidate under surcharge. Consolidation means decreasing the volume. Consolidation, decreasing the volume by removing of this water content. Normally, if you are having some quantity of material having some amount of weight, by adding the water, that means automatically the material has to get a additional amount of weight due to the adding of water. Likely our soil also we are having some amount of consolidation without voids and other water content. But if the soil is having huge amount of water, that means automatically the consolidation will be huge. That means huge amount of volume. We need to consolidate it. Next one, vertical drains are effective where a clay deposit contains many horizontal sands or silt lenses. That means vertical drains are effective. Effective means they are having huge amount of capacity to remove the water. That means wherever a clay deposits, clay means manaki particle size is very poor. That means clay soils having particle size is very poor. That means in microns they are having particle size, but in case of sandy soils we are having normal mm's. That means micro millimeters. But in case of these clay soils we are having micrometers. They are having a purpose of this sand drains having to remove the water. This is the difference between these preloading techniques and vertical drains. What is the preloading phenomena and vertical load phenomena? The reduce the total and differential settlements, and the vertical will reduce speed of the settlement process only. The difference is, first one we are having preloading and vertical. We are differentiating only one point with respect to this preloading and vertical drains. What is that? What one point is, it reduces the total differential settlement. What is settlement means? Whenever we are applying a particular amount of load, automatically due to the application of load, the soil has to settle at a particular amount of meters or that means meters, not meters, in amount of mm or any other. But in case of this vertical, it speed of the settlement process. That means settlement process మనకి యాక్సలరేట్ చేస్తుంది, కానీ ఇది సెటిల్మెంట్ ప్రాసెస్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవ్వదు. ఇట్ యాక్ట్స్ యాజ్ ఎ accelerator. That means normally in our chemical processes, some of the catalysts are we are using. What are the purpose of catalyst means? It catalyst is not involved in the chemical reaction, but it accelerates the chemical reactions. Likely we are having these vertical drains. Those are accelerators for the particular settlements only, but they don't involve in the settlement process. Those are accelerator means simply those vertical drains we are having huge quantity of the sand, so that the sand will be absorbed the water, automatically water will drains. But in case of this preloading, the total load will be applied by using this preloading. Due to this preloading only, the water will be transferring into the soils, from soils to sands. Next one, economy in foundation system. That means this is preloading means normally we are using a huge amount of material on the site itself, so that it will be economy to the foundation system. That means after the foundation we need to fill the total ground with another material, so that it will be some kind of economy to the constructor or any other supervisor. All are having some amount of settlement and economy purpose. Next one, do not reduce the amount of deformation under a given load. That means this vertical drains doesn't give any reduce or amount of deformation under a given load. These vertical drains are having only flowing properties. That means they have to flow the water in a particular manner. This is the graph which allows this preloading and without preloading and with preloading. We are having the settlement and time. In the x-axis we are having time, that means 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 days likely. But in case of settlements they are using these mms. It means millimeter, how much amount of millimeters the total land will settles. Likely with preloading and without preloading. That means with preloading we are having a huge amount of settlement, but without preloading we are having a gradual settlement with respect to time. Here we are having both time in the x-axis, preloading techniques, and without preloading, with preloading. But in case of with preloading we are having a higher value, but without preloading we are having a lower value. That means we'll show with this. Here we are normally 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Here a vertical point also we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. But in case of this we are having with preloading and without preloading. That means without preloading we are having a maximum value at 0. After that we are having to reach particular mm. After that the consolidation will be as linear. But in case of this, settlement will be maximum in the starting state. After that settlement will be consolidate. You need to understand now till we are having fine layer. That means we have to some amount of study on these graphs. This is the settlements with respect to time for these drains. Previously we are observed about this preloading and without loading. With loading, without loading. But in case of this without drains and with drains, what is the settlement? It is the settlement without drains and with drains. You need to observe with respect to time, automatically drains having a proper amount of settlement up to one point. After that there is no settlement. Without drains there will be a gradual. That means settlement is going on. There will be no improvement. But in case of with drains there will be a gradual and sudden improvement. After that there will be no improvement. After that we need to discuss about these stone columns. What is a stone column? Normally we are observed short columns or long columns in our RCC designs. RCC designs we understand those long columns and the short columns. So what is a long column means? L by D ratio is greater than 12. It is a long column. L by D ratio is less than 12 where it is a short column. Likely those things we are having a some amount of memory. For in case of these stone columns, what is a stone column? The total structure, it means the total column may be built with these stones. That means whatever the stones are available cheaply nearer to the fields, those stones will be carried out to the particular site and those will be filled on a particular levels. After the filling they need to do these vibrations. Why? Because of stones has to move in a particular manner so that there will be less quantity of voids in a particular area. This is the first principle. They are simply auger boring. This is normally boring, so we are using these augers. Augers are used to vibrate, to do some amount of bores under the particular soils with a full quantity of the depth. After the depth is over, they will have to fill the material with amount of this stones and others which are available cheaply into the nearest materials. After the building of the stones is over, they need to vibrate. That means the base has to vibrate. That means augers has to vibrate from base level. After that we need to compact the particular soil and we need to fill like a, okay, this is the penetration at full depth. First stage of penetration, this is the second stage. First, this is the third, this is the fourth. Okay, 1, 2. First we are inserting this auger under the particular soil. After that we will reach a particular depth. After the particular depth is reached, we need to fill the bottom layers. After the first layer is over, we need to compact, and again we have to fill with another layer. After that we need to another particular time of compaction. From the bottom layer to top layer we need to do compaction. After the full compaction is over, the top layer will be filling with a certain amount of material. What is the purpose of this stone column? Where we have to implement these stone columns and what are the advantages in terms of these settlements? First of all, stone columns are installed with specified vibratory probes. That means vibratory probes means normally these vibrators we have observed in these fields of not masonry, for RCC slabs and columns, beams. Normally these vibrators are used. In this vibrators also we are having point vibrators, plate vibrators. That means point vibrators are used in the columns and beams particularly, but in case of these plate vibrators are mainly used in the slabs itself to vibrate a particular amount of material without having huge amount of voids. Particularly these vibratory probes are used in the construction of these stone columns with a horizontal mode of vibration. That means horizontal mode, not in the vertical mode. Vertical mode means along the y-axis. Here we are using horizontal mode. That means the probe has to move like this vibration. Next, the column diameter is 2 to 5 feet. That means 2 feet to 5 feet. 2 feet means normally we are at 24 inches to 60 inches. Depending upon the soil conditions and design requirements. The vibrator first penetrates into the required depth of vibration and air of water jetting by vibration alone. That means the vibrator first penetrated to the depth by vibration. That means the probe has to give some amount of vibrations on the ground surface. Due to the vibrations, automatically the soil will remove these binding properties and we need to remove the total soil at the particular vibratory level. After that we need to pour some quantity of water into the particular hole. After that quantity of water is adding, there may be some amount of loosened soil is there. Simply we need to do these vibrations, the total soil will be loosened. Automatically the whatever the soil is loose, the loose soil will be picked up from the particular drain. Automatically there will be a huge amount of drain forming by using this vibration of probe on a site, automatically there may be a huge amount of foundation like site there will be having. After that site we are having, we need to fill the site with the stones nearer to the structure. The stone column diameter varies from 2 feet to 5 feet, not meters, 2 feet to 5 feet. Normally we have to prescribe these stone columns with the gravel like material. Gravel is very cheap and occurring, that means very cheap and very plenty of gravel is occurring in our conditions of the climate. Another topographical features we are having this gravel material. Gravel is added to the top of the tip of the material vibrator, and progressive rising and repenetration of the vibrator results in the gravel being pushed into the surrounding soil. That means this gravel is previously, normally this gravel is poured on a particular soil so that there may be some amount of compaction onto the particular soils also, so that the compaction will be shown in this red end portion. That means normally besides we are having some amount of soil with another color, but besides soil with stones we are having some amount of color. That means there may be a huge amount of settlement in the soil itself. The soil column matrix results a overall mass having high shear strength to allow compressibility. Means high shear strength means there may be less chance of collapse of the particular soil. What are the advantages of this construction of these stone columns? Stone columns are designed to reduce settlements of compressible soil layers in order to able to build most structures with shallow footings and slabs on grades of these soft soils. That means these stone columns are designed to reduce settlements. What is a settlement? Whenever there is a huge amount of force applied on a particular soil, automatically there may be a settlement in terms of decrement of their volume. I will show. This is the total volume. After there is any application of load, there may be a decrement of volume to, this is the H. The total H will be distributed to H dash, means this is the total volume after settlement. To avoid these settlements, we need to bolt these stone columns by different vibro probes and filling materials onto the particular soil, so that there may be a less chance of occurring these settlements by constructing these stone columns. Definitely in a very softy soils, these stone columns are not preferable in sandy soils or silty soils. These are preferably in only soft soils. Those are applicable. Their drainage characteristics results in an increase in the time rate of consolidation settlement in the soft cohesive soil. That means their draining characteristics. That means draining means normally these are very easy in flowing. That means there is no particle bonding between the stone to stone. That means they are easy to drain in a particular filling of particular. మన యొక్క డ్రైన్స్ అంటే మనం గొంతులు అంటాం. మన నార్మల్గా ఈ గొంతుల్ని తీసినప్పుడు గొంతుల్లోకి ఈ యొక్క స్టోన్స్ అనేవి ఈజీగా మనకి డ్రైన్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి, అంటే మనకి ఈజీగా మూవ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. అదే మనకి అదర్ మెటీరియల్స్ అనేవి అంత ఈజీగా మూవ్ అవ్వవు. దెర్ మే బి ఏ హ్యూజ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ బాండింగ్ బిట్వీన్ దోస్ పార్టికల్స్, సో దట్ అదర్ మెటీరియల్స్ విల్ నాట్ move as easy as stones, so that we have to prefer these stones in these materials, and we are after that vibrating, there may be huge amount of bond between the stones and other surrounding materials, so that there will be less chance of settlements in soft cohesive soils. Because of this made compact granular materials, no occurring period of necessary to no cut off the shallow footing grades of required, as the excavation of the footing immediately follows the installation of stone column down to the required elevations, high production rates. That means the last term we are having high production rates. These stone columns has to construct in a high production rate with a less span of time and less quantity of labor and others. That means previously we are using these sand drains and other loading capacities. All those are similar to these stone columns, but in case of the stone columns, they are having huge amount of soil bearing capacity improvement. Next one, stone columns are well adapted in the mitigation of liquefaction potential thanks to the combined effect of advantage and more drainage potential and increases the shear strength and stiffness of the improved soil. That means these stone columns are well adapted to the mitigation of liquefaction. As previously I will have another PPT that having all pictorial representation. What are the different liquefactions and others? I will explain in the next PPT after completion of this 119 slides. Okay, in those we are having a clear cut idea what is the liquefaction, what is the shear strength, how it applies on a particular soil, what are the disadvantages of those liquefactions and other things onto a particular structure. All you are wearing by observing those. By using this construction of the stone columns, we need to improve the particular stiffness of the improved soils. How we have to use these stone columns? After the stone columns is over, we need to do these lime columns. These lime columns will be explained in tomorrow's class.